Imagine 7 elite spies, each from a different corner of the globe, converging on a secret desert lab to steal the world's most classified atomic formula. One wrong move, and the fate of nations could change forever. Hello everyone. Today, we're diving into a thrilling espionage story of betrayal, high-stakes spy missions, and a top-secret nuclear formula. Before we start, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with your friends. Comment below and let us know which spy you think is the most cunning. Now, let's uncover the secrets, the twists, and the shadows of this high-stakes spy game. In the sweltering summer of 1953, deep within the arid mesas of New Mexico, a breakthrough shook the foundations of global power. At the Los Alamos National Laboratory, a team of physicists had cracked a code that could redefine warfare. A highly classified atomic formula for enhancing thermonuclear fusion efficiency. Dubbed Project Echo by the insiders, this wasn't just another iteration of the hydrogen bomb designs that had followed the Manhattan Project. It was a leap forward in mathematical and chemical blueprint that promised to miniaturize warheads, making them deliverable via intercontinental ballistic missiles with unprecedented precision and yield. The formula, etched in encrypted equations on microfilm and guarded in vaulted safes, could shave years off any nation's nuclear program, tipping the balance in the escalating Cold War arms race. The significance was immediate and terrifying. President Eisenhower, fresh from authorizing the expansion of hydrogen bomb research in 1950, understood that ECHO could ensure American dominance against the Soviet Union's growing arsenal. The Soviets had detonated their first atomic bomb in 1949, thanks to spies like Klaus Fuchs, who had leaked Manhattan secrets. Now, with ECHO, the U.S. aimed to pull ahead, but whispers of vulnerability spread through Washington. The formula's core involved a novel lithium deuteride configuration, stabilizing fusion reactions at lower temperatures, reducing the need for cumbersome cryogenic systems. If stolen, it could accelerate the proliferation of nuclear terror, allowing even smaller powers to build devastating weapons. Security of Los Alamos was ironclad, or so they thought. Barbed wire fences, armed patrols, and background checks, modeled after the FBI's post-Rosenberg protocols, kept watch. Yet, in the shadows of the Cold War, no secret was truly safe. Intelligence reports hinted at foreign agents circling, drawn by the formula's allure. The Atomic Energy Commission classified it Q clearance only, restricting access to a handful of cleared personnel. But rumors leaked through scientific conferences and intercepted cables, igniting a global hunt. The formula wasn't just science. It was the key to survival in a world where mutually assured destruction loomed larger each day. As autumn leaves fell in Washington, D.C. CIA Director Allen Dulles reviewed a briefing. ECHO must remain ours. Any compromise could ignite World War III. Little did he know, 7 shadows were already converging on the desert lab, each driven by orders from distant capitals. The game of espionage had begun, with the fate of nations hanging on a fragile thread of secrecy. Nestled in the Jemez Mountains, Los Alamos was a fortress of intellect, a successor to the wartime labs where Oppenheimer's team had birthed the atomic age. By 1953, under the auspices of the University of California and the Atomic Energy Commission, it housed over 2,000 scientists, engineers, and support staff, all sworn to secrecy under the Espionage Act. The lab's technical area sprawled across restricted zones, with buildings labeled TA-3 for theoretical physics and TA-18 for plutonium handling. Here, amid Geiger counters and slide rules, the ECHO formula took shape. Leading the charge was Dr. Elias Harlan, a bespectacled physicist in his 40s, a veteran of the Manhattan Project, who had witnessed Trinity's blinding flash. Harlan's team included Dr. Miriam Voss, a brilliant chemist specializing in isotopes, and Dr. Victor Lang, an engineer focused on delivery systems. They worked in shifts, poring over chalkboards filled with differential equations, modeling neutron flux, and plasma confinement. The formula's breakthrough came in June, when Harlan integrated a classified polonium-beryllium initiator with advanced compression techniques. Drawing from Edward Teller's hydrogen bomb designs, surveillance was omnipresent. FBI agents, embedded since the 1940s Fuchs scandal, conducted loyalty checks, monitoring mail and phone calls for signs of subversion. Hidden microphones in offices, inspired by OSS wartime tech, recorded conversations. Scientists underwent polygraph tests, probing for divided allegiances. "We're building the future," Harlan told his team during a classified briefing, "but enemies lurk in every shadow." Voss, a Jewish émigré from Europe, felt the weight of history. Her family had fled Nazis, and now she guarded secrets that could prevent another Holocaust or cause one. The lab's daily rhythm was tense. Badge checks at gates, coded locks on safes containing the formula's microfilmed pages. Rumors of Soviet penetrations, like the 1950 arrest of Harry Gold in the Rosenberg Ring, kept everyone vigilant. Lang, a pragmatic engineer, installed redundant alarms on the vault, while Harlan encrypted the formula using one-time pads, a cryptographic method favored by intelligence agencies. Yet, cracks appeared. A janitor with a gambling debt, a secretary's loose lips at a Santa Fe bar. These were the human vulnerabilities that spies exploited. As winter approached, the scientists pushed toward prototype testing at the Nevada test site. Unbeknownst to them, foreign eyes watched. A Soviet handler in Mexico City had already tasked an agent with infiltration. The lab's isolation bred paranoia. Harlan confided in his journal, "If this falls into the wrong hands, God help us all." The stage was set for intrusion, where genius met guile in the high-stakes dance of espionage. By early 1954, 7 operatives from across the globe descended on the American Southwest, each with a mission to procure the Echo formula. Their nationalities reflected the fractured alliances of the Cold War, blending ideology, nationalism, and greed. First was Ivan Petrov, a KGB major from the Soviet Union. At 42, Petrov was a seasoned resident, trained in Moscow's Lubyanka, with experience in wartime dead drops across Europe. His cover, a visiting geologist from a Soviet academic exchange, leveraging the brief thaw in scientific diplomacy. Petrov's orders from Lavreny Beria's successors were clear: secure Echo to match American might. Next, Li Wei, a 35-year-old agent from China's Ministry of State Security, newly formed under Mao's regime. Wei, a former guerrilla fighter, posed as a laundry owner in Albuquerque, using his network of immigrant contacts for reconnaissance. Beijing sought the formula to bootstrap its nascent nuclear program, inspired by Soviet aid, but hungry for independence. Then came Evelyn Hart, a 38-year-old MI6 operative from Britain. Despite the Anglo-American special relationship, Hart's mission was rogue MI6 suspected use withholding on fusion tech post-McMahon Act. Undercover as a journalist for The Times, she used charm and coded telegrams to London for intel. Jacques Moreau, 40, represented France's SDECE. A resistance veteran, Moreau infiltrated as a wine importer in Santa Fe, his Gallic accent blending into the tourist crowd. France, rebuilding post-war, eyed Echo to fuel its own atomic ambitions, free from American strings. Rachel Cohen, 32, hailed from Israel's Ammon, the military intelligence arm. Posing as an art dealer, Cohen's drive stemmed from existential threats. Israel needed nuclear deterrence against Arab neighbors. Her methods were precise, honed in Mandate-era operations. Hans Kruger, 45, was an East German Stasi colonel, embedded as a mechanic in a Los Alamos supply chain. The GDR, a Soviet puppet, aimed to relay Echo to Moscow, using Kruger's engineering background for technical theft. Finally, the wild card, Marcus Reed, a 39-year-old American ex-OSS operative turned mercenary. Disillusioned by post-war bureaucracy, Reed sold his services to the highest bidder, operating from a Denver safe house. His nationality masked his betrayal. He planned to auction the formula on the black market. Each spy arrived separately, establishing Legend's false identities backed by forged documents. Petrov rented a modest apartment near the lab's perimeter. Wei set up shop with hidden shortwave radios. Hart charmed locals at cafes. Moreau hosted tastings laced with interrogations. Cohen scouted galleries for contacts. Kruger tinkered with vehicles carrying scientists. Reed, the insider, leveraged old contacts for access. Their paths would cross in unexpected ways, but for now, they operated in silos, unaware of the full competition. The hunt was on, with Echo as the prize. Spring 1954 ignited the chase, a web of covert operations weaving through New Mexico's dusty towns. Petrov struck first, using a brush pass, a quick handoff in a crowded Albuquerque market. Disguised in a fedora and overcoat, he bumped into a lab technician he'd cultivated via a honey trap, receiving a roll of film with partial schematics. "The equations are guarded," the contact whispered, "but Harlan's notes are loose." Li Wei employed dead drops, hollowing a cactus near a hiking trail for message exchanges. His asset, a Chinese-American cook at the lab's cafeteria, left microdots Steiny photographed, documents embedded in film strips. Wei's coded communications to Beijing used book ciphers, referencing Mao's writings for encryption. One night, under starlit skies, he retrieved a drop. Fusion initiator details incoming. Evelyn Hart relied on signals intelligence, intercepting lab teletypes with a hidden receiver in her hotel room. Disguised as a tourist, she tailed Voss during a Santa Fe outing, using a lipstick camera, a miniature device from MI6 for snapshots of documents. Her reports to London were sent via one-time pads, ensuring unbreakable security. Jacques Moreau's approach was audacious, a black bag job on Lang's home. Posing as a repairman, he slipped in during the engineer's absence, photographing formulas with a Minex spy camera. His escape was narrow, dodging a neighbor's dog, but the haul included compression diagrams. Rachel Cohen used social engineering, befriending a secretary at a gallery opening. Over wine, she extracted access codes, later using them for a late-night infiltration. Her disguise, a lab coat swiped from laundry, blending into night shifts. Hans Kruger sabotaged a scientist's car, offering a fix that allowed him to plant a bug-hidden microphone transmitting to his Stasi handler. Coded bursts via shortwave relayed snippets of Harlan's discussions. Marcus Reed, the insider, leveraged his American passport for bold moves. Posing as a security consultant, he accessed low-level files, building toward the vault. His communications were via payphones, using cutouts intermediaries to mask trails. As months passed, the spies' paths intersected. Petrov spotted Hart tailing the same contact. Wei overheard Kruger's transmissions. Tensions rose in coded messages home. Competition fierce. Accelerate. Disguises evolved, wigs, accents, false mustaches while operations intensified. The chase was a ballet of shadows, each move countered, the formula tantalizingly close. By mid-1954, whispers of an underground auction electrified the espionage underworld. Rumors originated from Reed's deliberate leaks, spread through neutral channels in Zurich and Istanbul hubs for black market dealings. The Echo formula, he hinted, could be bid on by nations or syndicates, fetching millions in gold or secrets. This shifted the game. No longer just theft, but commerce in Armageddon. Petrov intercepted a cable in Mexico City. American trader offers Echo to highest bidder. Geneva meet. Furious, he reported to KGB Center, who authorized bidding while pursuing independent theft. Disguised as a diplomat, Petrov traveled to Switzerland, using a safe house for negotiations. Li Wei, alerted via Hong Kong cutouts, saw opportunity. China's coffers were slim, but Mao approved bartering intelligence on Korean War remnants. Wei posed as a businessman, attending clandestine meetings in dimly lit cafes, where bids started at $5 million. Hart's MI6 handlers balked. Britain couldn't afford exposure, but she pushed forward using slush funds. In Geneva, she met Reed's intermediary, a shadowy banker, probing. What's the proof? Microfilm samples were shown, heightening suspense. Moreau, for France, leveraged colonial assets, offering African uranium in trade. Cohen, representing Israel, pledged future tech swaps. Kruger, tied to Soviets, coordinated with Petrov, but tensions simmered. East Germany sought leverage. Reed orchestrated from afar, using dead letters mailed messages to communicate terms. The auction unfolded in phases, sealed bids via couriers, with Reed verifying authenticity. Spies mingled warily, disguises holding, but paranoia peaked. Wei suspected a trap. Hart bugged a meeting room with a hidden transmitter. Bids escalated, Soviets at $10 million, Chinese countering with espionage networks. The black market buzzed rumors of Middle Eastern buyers, even rogue scientists. Reed's moral compass wavered briefly, but greed won. The auction wasn't just sale. It was chaos, forcing spies to balance theft with purchase, alliances forming and fracturing in the fog of bids. As autumn winds howled through the mesas, oral cracks appeared. Rachel Cohen, the Israeli agent, faced the deepest dilemma. In a Tel Aviv-issued directive, she was to secure Echo at any cost, but nights in her Santa Fe hideout brought doubts. This power, it's not defense. It's destruction, she confided in an encrypted diary. Memories of Holocaust survivors fueled her loyalty, yet visions of nuclear fallout haunted her. Cohen's betrayal brewed during a close call with Reed. Spotting him at a drop site, she considered alliance, but his mercenary eyes repelled her. Why sell to monsters? She challenged in a whispered confrontation. Reed shrugged. Nations are monsters. Torn, she contemplated defecting, offering Echo to the U.S. for asylum, betraying Israel for global good. Meanwhile, Petrov grappled with ideology. KGB indoctrination clashed with intercepted reports of Stalin's purges. He wondered if arming Khrushchev was wise. A coded message home. Formula risks escalation. Advise caution. But orders persisted. Wei remained steadfast. Mao's revolution his anchor. Hart, pragmatic, toyed with leaking to CIA allies. Moreau flirted with selling out to highest bidder personally. Kruger, Stasi-bound, felt no qualms. Reed, the epitome of betrayal, laughed at loyalty. Cohen's crisis peaked in a midnight rendezvous. Meeting a CIA tail she'd evaded, she hesitated, formula microfilm in hand. Betray my people? She thought. Ultimately, she pulled back, but the seed was planted. Betrayal's shadow loomed, threatening to unravel the web. Winter 1954 turned the hunt frantic as U.S. intelligence mobilized. CIA counterespionage, led by James Angleton, pieced together anomalies. Unusual visitors, intercepted signals. FBI Director J. Edgar Hoover, obsessed with red spies post-Rosenberg, launched Operation Sentinel, deploying agents to Los Alamos. Angleton's team used Venona Decrypt's wartime code-breaking tech to flag Soviet traffic. A breakthrough. A decoded message mentioning Echo auction. Agents tailed suspects. Petrov's geologist Covert cracked under surveillance. In a high-speed chase through Albuquerque streets, Petrov evaded capture, ditching his car in a ravine. Wei faced wiretaps. His laundry shop raided, but he fled the back alleys, using evasion tactics from guerrilla days. Hart's journalist facade held, but MI6 warned of exposure. Moreau's wine front was bugged. He destroyed evidence in a fire, buying time. Cohen dodged a stackout, her art dealer alias intact. Kruger's mechanic shop was searched. HE hid in a junkyard, transmitting urgently. Reed, sensing heat, went underground, using cutouts. The race intensified. Agencies intercepted drops, decoded messages with IBM machines. Harlan's team was briefed. Lockdown imminent. Spies accelerated. Petrov attempted a vault breach. Wei bribed a guard. Time ticked. Disaster loomed if Echo escaped. Tensions boiled in narrow escapes. Petrov's dead drop near the lab was nearly compromised. Spotting FBI shadows, he aborted, heart pounding, using a signal chalk mark to warn his handler. Wei's brush pass in a crowded train station went awry. A hidden camera clicked. He slipped away via a service door, destroying incriminating film in a trash fire. Hart's tale on Voss turned perilous. A car pursuit ended in a ditch, her disguise intact but nerves frayed. Coded cables to London. Close. Proceed cautiously. Moreau's black bag reprise failed. Alarms blared, forcing a rooftop escape, scraping past patrols. Cohen's infiltration hit a snag. A guard's flashlight. SEE hid in a vent. Breath held for hours. Kruger's bug yielded gold, but extraction meant dodging checkpoints, tires screeching. Reed's auction meet in Denver erupted in gunfire. A rival bidder ambushed, but he vanished into crowds. Secret codes cracked under pressure. One-time pads burned. Tensions peaked in alliances. Petrov and Kruger shared intel, but betrayal loomed. Close calls built suspense, each spy one mistake from doom. Suspense mounted as the auction climaxed. Reed's final Geneva drop concealed the buyer's identity, a shadowy figure bidding anonymously via proxies. Was it a Soviet front? Chinese magnate? Rogue state? Petrov suspected Kruger double-dealing. Wei probed intermediaries. Hart intercepted whispers of a Middle Eastern consortium. Moreau heard French whispers. Cohen feared Israeli rivals. Bid soared. $20 million. Tech swaps. Reed teased samples, buyer veiled. Tensions erupted in a safe house. Scuffle, spies clashing, identities teetering. The unknown buyer fueled paranoia. Was it a trap? Echo's fate hung, suspense thick as fog. In a blizzard-swept Denver warehouse, the end came. Reed, formula in hand, met the buyer revealed as a CIA plant, Angleton's masterstroke. Gunfire echoed. Reed fell, wounded, formula seized. Petrov escaped to Mexico, but KGB demoted him for failure. Wei vanished into China, his intel partial, accelerating Beijing's bomb. Hart returned to London, mission aborted, straining alliances. Moreau faced SDEC inquiry, career tarnished. Cohen defected quietly, granting Israel scraps via back channels. Kruger was captured, traded in a spy swap. Reed, imprisoned, spilled beans under interrogation. Echo remained U.S., but leaks spurred arms race. Lessons. Human frailty trumps tech. Betrayals cost high. The Cold War churned on. Shadows longer. This story is purely for entertainment and informational purposes. The events and characters are based on historical research and imagination. No real espionage instructions are included. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with others. Remember, knowledge is power, but power comes with responsibility.